So, still a lot of focus on politics, of course, and negotiations are probably well underway for this cabinet reshuffle.
That's right. Yesterday, after a long day of negotiations, the Green Party said it didn't want to be part of any government led by Manuel Valls, so the new prime minister. This is the front page of the left-leaning paper Libération, saying that Manuel Valls is being tested by the Greens. Now, especially in the spotlight are the, now former housing minister, Cécile Duflot, and the deputy minister for development under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Pascal Caffin. They had already said that they would not want to be a part of any government led by Manuel Valls. And here, they're sticking to their word. So this is the very first challenge for this very new prime minister here. And it's tricky because Valls has been given the task of governing, but what majority is he going to govern? And Libération says that this departure of the Greens has really cast a shadow of doubt over him. He hasn't even formed his team yet, and he's facing this big split. There's a clear split now between the socialists and their former Green coalition partners. How far is this going to go? That is the key question, says Libération in their editorial here. But Libération in another article points out it's a very critical situation for the ruling socialists because Cécile Duflot, now that she's out of the government, she's going back to her old job being an MP, basically, in the lower house of Parliament, the Assemblée Générale. But this means that the socialists only have one majority seat in the lower house of Parliament, and now the Greens aren't even, they're kind of trash-talking the socialists, so this could be a very tricky situation for the socialist government.
Bit unsettling to see supporters dropping like flies just as you take office. The right-wing press is rubbing its hands over this apparent split between the Socialists and the Greens, of course.
That's right. Let's take a look at Le Figaro, the leading right-wing daily. It talks about how Valls is under surveillance from his own majority. And you see a photo there, very lonely-looking Manuel Valls after that ceremony where Jean-Marc Ayrault handed him power. Now, in its editorial, Le Figaro says, "Good riddance, no regrets. It's great that the government has finally gotten rid of those turbulent allies, gotten them out of their hair." So, as you can see here, the Le Figaro is not a big fan of the Green Party, calls them those apostles of negative growth who impose stupid conditions on the government. So, harsh words for the Green Party today. Le Figaro says it's great that Valls and Hollande will no longer be bothered by these voices of discord coming from within their own government. And in fact, this article, this editorial, is critical of Valls for even trying to get them to join his government in the first place.
Okay, he still has that tricky job of putting a government together.
That's right. It's very tricky because according to L'Opinion, so pro-business paper, he's facing this very fragile majority. The Greens are out, and he's not really liked by the left wing of the left wing. They see him as being too right-wing for their liking. And on top of that, you have all the heavyweights in the Socialist Party that are jockeying for positions in his government. So Le Parisien says it's going to be a balancing act for Manuel Valls. And Le Parisien is joining in the speculation. Who's going to be part of his new government? Well, they have a short list of people who are going to matter. So you have some familiar faces like the Defense Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian. He's likely to stay in his position. Labor Minister Michel Sapin could become the Finance Minister. And one person who's likely to make a comeback is Ségolène Royal, so the former candidate for the Socialist Party in the presidential race against Nicolas Sarkozy. She's likely to get a very prestigious ministry, Le Parisien says, either education or environment.
And of course, the woman who has 4 children with François Hollande. How is the opposition UMP party reacting to all of this?
Well, Aujourd'hui en France says the opposition UMP is paying very close attention and is actually quite enjoying the show here, these divisions within the ruling government. Laurent Wauquiez, who's the vice president of the UMP, says that Valls is going to burn his wings now that he's in charge. Everyone's going to see that he's a fake. But what's ironic is that a lot of people tend to compare Manuel Valls to a UMP sweetheart, and that is the former president, Nicolas Sarkozy. Same style, they're hyperactive, ambitious. Let's take a look at the front page of Charlie Hebdo. This is coming out tomorrow. This is a satirical magazine, and you can see there, Sarkozy, Premier Ministre. So they're very clearly comparing Manuel Valls to Nicolas Sarkozy. And Rue 89 has drawn another list of similarities together, 7 similarities to be exact. It's kind of like a reverse game of spot the difference. Interesting things, like they're both married to musicians. They're both fans of football, fans of working out. They look alike, according to Rue 89. They have a very square jaw. And they're fans of the Camargue region and white horses. So many things draw them together. And maybe they're friends. You never know.
Florence Villeneuve, thank you very much for that roundup of the French press. You're back later, so is Stephen. For now, though, a quick break, but stay tuned. More news and headlines coming up. And we'll also bring you today's focus. We look at Germany, an economic giant, but a political dwarf on the world stage. The Ukrainian crisis may have changed all that, though, but some Germans aren't happy about it. Stay with us.